No claim for landmark. He has no claim. We spared all his infrastructure. We don't pay for shanties. And even those shanties are on our right of ways, 250 meters from the shoreline. So he has no claim. We made all the efforts to spare all his infrastructure. And that's why I say he's a politician. Me, I'm an engineer. And so while he plays the politics, I do the engineering work.
Today, one of the biggest real estate investments and the biggest tourist attraction in Lagos, Nigeria, called Landmark, is getting demolished due to the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road construction.
And we bought this site in 2007, so a good 17 years ago. Over the period of time, we sold our European and American business, introduced all the money into Nigeria. I have borrowed and raised capital in excess of $100 million. So it's my life's work.
I am not a Nigerian, but I know that this vlog might get me into trouble. Why do I say so? Because today's vlog is not just controversial, but most sensitive vlog that I've ever touched on. In 2021, I found myself in Landmark, Lagos. And believe me or not, this is one of the best places that I've ever been. You know why? Because it's actually the most visited place in the whole of West Africa. I really enjoyed myself, had a great time in here, until I got opportunity to speak to the visionary mind behind Landmark Africa. Was it difficult acquiring this land?
It wasn't that difficult. It was difficult raising the money, but we saw the land. There was land everywhere.
But how long did it take you to raise the money to buy this property?
Gosh, about a year and a half. So we negotiated a deal where we paid the deposit, and then we completed it a year later, right? So I raised money from a bank, from some private equity, from friends and family, and it was a lot. You know, it was just under $20 million in 2007.
$20 million.
So people.
The land alone.
Yeah, $17.9 million if I recall. Yeah. So, you know, but people placed huge bets. Some people believed in the vision. A lot of people thought I was a madman. This was Morocco. This was marshland. There were no roads. There was nothing here. There was absolutely nothing here.
So he basically transformed an empty coastline into a world-class play and leisure facility. Fast forward, April 2024, I got back to Lagos and I found the coastline empty once again. Everything he built was gone. It's been a week since the demolition.
Yes.
Have you ever been there to see what really happened?
No, I haven't. It's been 7 days, and as you can imagine, we've been involved with sort of picking up the pieces. So we try not to feel sorry for ourselves, but there are a lot of things to do, you know, all sorts of contracts, supplier contracts, advertising contracts, picking up the pieces, figuring out what we're going to do, where we're going to store things and stuff. But, you know, over the last 18 years, we've built this place, especially actively in the last sort of 6 to 7 years. It's not really something I want to see, the destruction and the chaos of it at this point in time, whilst we're still trying to rebuild. All of my attentions are on looking forward rather than the past.
Are you trying to say that you don't have the heart to see what happened?
Well, we don't know yet, but you know, people talk about mental state, and so far my mental state is still very good, and I don't know whether this is what can trigger it. So I'd rather not just see the destruction now, so I can focus rather than focus on the past and get bitter. It's better for me to just focus on a bright future.
I was here when they said demolition, but I haven't like come through and gone all the way.
And knowing that what was here before and what you're seeing right now.
Yes, it's so different. You can imagine that those structures are new and they're just gone. Breeze was only opened last year. We spent close to $1 billion in that project. So beautiful, and it's just gone. It's just gone. All the employees we had that worked just on the beach, you know, it's quite tough. Had almost close to 200 people that work for just the service team, you know, our own staff, everyone. And even where to put some of our stuff. We couldn't even salvage so many things. They demolished a lot of things. Our cabanas, they were broken down. It's painful.
I lost my dad in 2017, so I definitely know how it feels like to lose a loved one. I mean, something that is so dear to your heart. I really know how it feels, so I definitely feel him. But I managed to convince him, and on the next day, he took me to the demolition site for the first time.
This is your first time here?
Wow.
What will you describe what you're seeing?
Wow.
How will you describe it?
Wow. It's chaos. This is, wow. Looks like this place was bombed. Wow. The debris. You know, the last time I stood on this staircase, there were probably 2,000 to 3,000 people out here. People having fun, children, adults, old people. So much activity, the golf carts running up and down the boardwalk, moving people around. Look at it, looks like a war zone.
You finally gathered the confidence to see the demolition for the first time.
Yeah, I don't know whether I really wanted to do this. You know, it's been just over a week, and I haven't been down here because I didn't really want to. I wanted to remember it in its glory and use that as a motivation to recreate it.
You still have plans recreating it?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, we're going to do something bigger and better. We have to re-provide these 4,000 jobs. We have to re-provide this tourism platform. The hopes and aspirations of thousands of people rest on us. So, you know, we've got to do it. We don't have a choice.
Well, can you tell me what inspires you?
You know, we've been here for 18 years, literally here. And I've watched the lives of so many people change. Not just the people who work here and interact with here, but the local community, even the service agents. Look, let me just give you an example. We sell 500,000 bottles of water a month. Right? If you think of the value chain that leads up to that, so think of things like the chicken, the paper cups, the straws, the foods, the people who come and clean the windows, that clean the soil. You know, the socio-economic activity is huge. Apart from that, just the lifestyle change. This was one of the only family-centric places, you know, literally on this coastline. You know, we sit here today and...
What is going through your mind right now, seeing this for the first time? A baby that you gave birth to, watch it grow, and today the baby is normal.
So, you know, I didn't really want to come here because I didn't want it to drive me into depression, to be honest, right?
Nah, I'm so sorry for bringing you out.
No, but
I am so sorry.
But having said that, coming here even inspires me more. You know, look, 10 days ago, there were thousands of people here visiting and enjoying a lifestyle, interacting with the waterfront. There were thousands of people working for a living. There were happy families. And there was a lot of socio-economic activity. 10 days later, it's rubble, right? You have to find a way to reconcile that in your mind. And when you reconcile it, you've got to find a way for it to motivate you to do something bigger and better. The hopes and aspirations of thousands and thousands of people rest on our ability to turn the corner on this.
I mean, coming from Ghana, I know there's so many people from different countries that will be watching this video and they really want to understand why the demolition.
So it's simple. By the way, I've had 3 different African presidents call me to sympathize and to also invite me to their countries to do something similar, right?
Yeah.
So one has to respect that someone has made a decision that the first 1.5 kilometers of this road is more important than the socio-economic activity that Landmark has created. So obviously the right of way for the coastal road was moved from the median of Water Corporation Road right onto our beach, and immediately after our beach it turns back to join the Water Corporation Road. Someone has made that decision that that is more important than the socio-economic activity that we created on this beach, and that's okay. You have to respect the rights the right of the government to do that. It's not illegal, it's their absolute right for the greater good, under the principles of eminent domain. So we've got to find a way to recreate this, and we've got to work with the government. I'm not bitter and I'm not fighting, but we've got to work with the government to figure out how we can be compensated adequately to continue this socio-economic activity. Although our story has been told widely, but look, if I were making a decision, it would be a different decision, obviously, but I have to respect the rights of the people who made this decision, and so be it. We've got to find a way to rebound and to recreate. We have so much riding on the success of our platform. We have a lot of investors, a lot of creditors, a lot of staff, a lot of businesses. This beach wiped away 50% of our income and 50% of our business. The other 50%, we've got to find a way to make up for 100% and grow bigger and better.
And the last time I spoke to you, you encouraged more Africans to invest in Africa, especially where they come from.
Yeah.
And this has happened. Will you say exactly the same thing?
Yes, I will, for many reasons. Look, a country is more than just a series of bad incidences and challenges. Yeah? A country represents the hopes and aspirations of hundreds, in this case, hundreds of millions of people. We don't have another country. This is the country we have, right? And the only way it's going to progress is one, socio-economic activity does take place. 2, the people who have experience and exposure and talent apply it here. 3 is we ensure we always have good government and good governance and transparent and authentic processes. And I'll say lastly, we need to bottle up and ignite the hopes and aspirations of all the citizens to just make sure this place is better. We have no choice.
You're not giving up on Nigeria?
Gosh, I'll tell you something. My first 5 minutes ago when you brought me out here, I looked at this and I thought, you know what, I should just go back to London.
No,
it's
all right.
I can't see how I can give up on Nigeria. I don't have another country.
The questions that everyone is asking, were you giving notice about the road?
Yeah, no, everyone is asking. We got official, so there've been rumors for a year or so, but when you're running a business like this, you have a lot of rumors and a lot of people in your ears and stuff. But we received official notice on the 19th of March. We're given 7 days to evacuate. I joked that I couldn't move out of my bedroom in 7 days, right? Let alone a place you've created over 18 years. But look, as I said, it'll be less than realistic of me to criticize a decision that has been made, that has passed. We've now got to pick up the pieces and figure out how we make hay while the sun is still shining. Yeah. So how do we do this for the rest of the business? All the people who bought into Waterview Apartment, we intend to deliver a sterling, business leisure and lifestyle that when they come here to live, that they'll enjoy. We need to make sure that all our remaining tenants and all our remaining infrastructure perform to the best of their ability. And we need to recreate this for all the jobs and the businesses that enjoyed it. So.
You have any way in mind in Nigeria to recreate this?
We've looked at 3 different sites, all in Lagos. We have offers from 3 different state governments as well. Well, 2 of them incredibly serious. We have agreements on the table to be signed to do this, both of them on the waterfront. We need to do something in Lagos. A lot of that will depend on how the government supports us with compensation to give us enough legs to create it. As you know, we have investors and creditors who are jumping up and down, right? So we've got to figure out how we create some clarity and move forward. But
the question is, will you be compensated?
Well, that's not a question for me, right? We're in conversations. Look, over 42 billion naira of infrastructure has been damaged, has been washed away. The income streams and the businesses here have all been washed away. So all that has to be recreated, and I think someone somewhere has to make a decision whether they want to recreate it or not, right? Our part is that we've made that decision to recreate it. We do need help. There's absolutely no business can lose what we have lost and not feel it. So we'll see. We haven't been compensated yet, but we hope to.
Your final message to Nigerians, especially landmark lovers?
Well, the final message is, look, this is a disaster, and there are many disasters and there are many challenges. For us, it's a disaster. We're devastated, and we don't pretend not to be in pain. Having said that, we take this decision on the chin. We will need to work with the government and work with the stakeholders in the environment to create something bigger and better. And we will do that within the next 12 months. My hope is that if we do close on one of these sites that we've seen, we will create this leisure and lifestyle beachfront somewhere else, and we'll be open by Christmas. So watch this space, believe in us, trust in us, pray for us, support us, and we'll make sure we don't disappoint. We will deliver. The opportunity of a lifetime can only be realized in the lifetime of that opportunity, and that opportunity is right now.
How do you feel being here?
Bro, I can tell you, like, when we were young, in Calabar, where we grew up, like, we always heard about landmark, you know. So everybody wants to come to Lagos. The first place they want to come to is landmark. They want to come and, you know, they want to be closer to the beach. And the visionaries behind the landmark, they had created an entertainment hub, a tourism center, because landmark even at some point started getting more popular than Lagos. You meet a foreigner, they'll say, oh, landmark, yeah, I know landmark, you know. So landmark is not just real estate now. It is real estate and tourism, right? And Lagos and Nigeria at large, you know, the tourism sector is one that we haven't gotten right. We're still trying to figure it out. But, you know, an establishment like this was taking us towards the right direction. But for me, I have my own opinion, which is like, for an investment like this, the government would have found alternative just to save, you know, like, you know, he said more than 20,000 people come here every week. So you can imagine that number is going to keep growing. So I felt other avenues would have been explored before they come to a conclusion like this, right?
The question is, you don't think there should be an alternative? I mean, let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think this is the right thing to do? Because this is a $200 million investment that has gone down to the drain. As an African on a journey to celebrate African excellence and always telling Africans to invest in Africa, I think this will actually prevent entrepreneurs investing in Nigeria, especially an African who is willing to create more jobs for his people. I'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to be part of this awesome channel, and most importantly, please share this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.